Hey Giants Nation, thanks for clicking on the video. And in today's video, I'm going to go over a mock draft that I did. The draft simulator that I picked has trades in it. And we happened to trade with the Carolina Panthers. They gave us the 7th overall, second round pick, and their third round pick. As you guys know, we were lacking a third because we traded it for the Leonard Williams trade. I'm going to base everything of what we've went over, what we've done so far in free agency, not Austin Johnson signing that we just had because we don't need 35 defensive tackle. So the first player that I went with at 7, he was there, he was still there, Isaiah Simmons. If Isaiah Simmons is still there when I trade back in any mock draft that I do, I'm going to take him. The Giants did not answer the question that they had at edge rush. Kyler Fackrell, he could be very good, but he signed a 1-year deal. Maybe they'll extend it. I believe he's only 26 or 27, but if you can get that freak coming out of college, that Isaiah Simmons is going to be. We're in a 4-3-9. He's going to be very good off the edge. He can play safety. He can play middle linebacker. So we needed that. I think in the NFL, the Giants would use him as the weak side linebacker in a 3-4. And that could spell awesome for the Giants defense, having Isaiah Simmons, Blake Martinez, who's just a tackling machine, with Mayo or Connolly, and then you have Fackrell on the other side. You still have Lorenzo Carter, you have Zimenez, but Simmons there could be fantastic. Now, in the second round, with our pick, it's not going to be popular, but I picked Chase Claypool. I understand that we need offensive linemen, but I think with the addition of Chase Claypool, he's 6'4", and he ran a 4.42 40. It's huge. He's a big, fast guy. I think that Golden Tate is not the answer the Giants need on the outside. I think he is a slot receiver, and we have Golden Tate, we have Sterling Shepard, and Garrett said he's going to use Ingram in in either slot or the outside. Ingram, depending on the person, can play the outside, but I don't think he could play it all the time. So that's why I picked Claypool to pair up with Slayton. In a 4 or 5 wide set, if you have two big guys on the outside who are both burners, and you have your Tate, your Shepard, and your Ingram lining up in the middle, that's dangerous right there. So that's why I picked Chase Claypool. Daniel Jones needs another good wide receiver to throw to. It will help further his career as going to his sophomore season. Now you're gonna ask, what about offensive line? So who I picked for offensive line, his name is Isaiah Wilson. He's out of Georgia. He is from New York, from Brooklyn, and you're gonna say, Brooklyn. They don't make linemen in Brooklyn. Well, they made this lineman in Brooklyn. He went to Georgia. He redshirt his freshman year. He won SEC awards his sophomore year, and then he hurt his ankle. Let's talk about some of the strengths of this guy. Big guy, very good with his hands. It says massive frame. It just keeps it over and over. Broad through chest. Possesses elite size. Massive frame. Able to maul. Torque power. Multiple traits. Above average. Let's see. He ran a 5.32 at 350 pounds, and he's 6'6". They do say that he only has 2 seasons of college experience, but I'm going to go back to Mark Colombo being our new offensive lineman, and from what I hear, this guy just runs around during practice like it's a game. So he's going to be able, and he played with the Cowboy offensive line, so he knows how to mold a good offensive line. Better control, they say he needs. struggles with backside cutoff blocks, needs to keep hands inside on base blocks, tight hips, hinder range, and sets with weight too far back in his stance. So but everything that I just mentioned is something that is going to be correctable. Okay, so the next pick that we have, I picked Troy Dye. He played for Oregon, and I'm just going to read the report. Excellent combination of length and athleticism. He plays off the ball very well, and he talks a lot. So he's going to be the captain of the defense. I understand that we just got Blake Martinez, but a lot the downfall of Blake Martinez is he's a good tackler, but they say he's not so good in pass coverage. So Troy Dye is very good in tight spaces, very good range in zone coverage, and good discipline in picking up and passing off offensive players in his zone. So he's not going to go out of his zone. He's going to stay there, and when that tight end or running back or wide receiver goes to the next zone, he's staying in the zone for somebody who could be crossing behind him. Very good eyes. He can read the quarterback very well. So I understand that we got Blake Martinez. We have Connolly. We have Mayo. Connolly and Mayo, I think, are very good depth. And a 3-4, having Troy Dye, Blake Martinez, Isaiah Simmons, and then Kyler Fackrell. That could be very scary. They also say he's a very good tackler, who prefers to wrap up and prevents yards after contact than to attempt a big hit with a shoulder check. If you have watched any of the Giants games last year, the amount of arm tackles and shoulder tackles that they tried instead of just wrapping up was profound. That's why they went out and got Blake Martinez and Kyler Fackrell. They kept Mayo because they were very good at tackling and sound tackling. He would be another great addition on day 2. Which brings us to... So the last pick that we have, I picked Gage Cervenka out of Clemson. He's 6'3", 325 pounds. He is a converted defensive tackle, so he's raw. But they say he's extremely powerful. He had 44 reps at the 225 weight. He was a starter, though, in 2018. Played center and guard, but we need a center. That's why I picked him. So he's very strong, and he started in 2018, and he played at Clemson. And Clemson is a very good college. Obviously, everybody knows that Clemson's a good college. His play strength often shows up on the field with impressive moments, anchoring, moving bodies, and hitting devastating blocks on the move. So not only is he strong, he's fast, and he's smart with it. Now, here's the con. Extremely raw with how new he is to the position. He has some issues staying square and sustaining the block. So it sounds like he gets pushed back a lot. But somebody who was a defensive tackle, it's something that can be learned. And again, I'm going to push Mark Colombo because I think he's going to be very good for this offensive line. It says major development needed in terms of footwork. Now, this is the 95th pick. This is the compensatory pick that the Giants had. So at the end of the 3rd round, going into the 4th round, it is somebody who you could pick up who has a ton of upside, but can be taught the right way with the new offensive line coach. I say it. So that's everybody that I picked. I could be wrong, but I think that's a good way to go. Isaiah Simmons, Chase Claypool, Isaiah Wilson, the offensive tackle out of Georgia. He was the right tackle. Troy Dye, I think, would be fantastic, along with Simmons and everybody else they picked up. He's going to work well off of Blake Martinez, and then Gage Cervenka at the end of the 3rd round. So that's just who I think we could potentially pick up. I think we do need to trade back. Picking up Leonard Williams, that stupid franchise tag, trading for him, it hurt them $16 million wise, where they could have maybe got a defensive end or a edge rush in free agency, but they didn't. Again, they have 3,000 defensive tackles and not enough of the edge rush. So that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit the like button and give me a subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody.